Releasing a mobile app can be tricky, with top rules that could delay our launch. In this video, we'll guide you through releasing an app on both iOS and Android. Grab a notepad. We're about to share essential tips and tricks to navigate these challenges and release a high-quality app that users will enjoy. Let's get started. To start building our iOS app, we first need to join Apple's developer program, which comes with an annual fee. For Android, we register as developers on the Google Play console and pay a one-time registration fee. Next, we choose a programming language, Swift or Objective-C for iOS, Kotlin or Java for Android. We write our apps with key development tools like Xcode for iOS and Android Studio for Android. Alternatively, we might opt for a cross-platform development tool like React Native or Flutter. These let us write code once and deploy it on both platforms. They can speed up development and reduce costs. However, they may not always offer the same performance or access to device-specific features as native development. Once we've written our code, it's time to build and test. We compile our app's binary and conduct thorough testing using tools like XCTest for iOS and Espresso for Android. Device Farms help us automate testing across hundreds of device configurations, catching issues that could affect different hardware or OS versions. This automation is integrated into our CI/CD pipelines to streamline the build and test process. Our goal is to deliver top-notch quality and performance across all devices, aiming for a rock-solid release candidate ready for the next stage. It's important to mention that while device farms like AWS Device Farm or Browser Stack provide significant benefits, they can be expensive. Their use might be planned later in the development cycle, based on budget allowances and project requirements. The next stage is QA. It starts with internal alpha testing to catch initial bugs, followed by dogfooding, where the team uses the app extensively. After this, we invite a group of users to try the app and provide feedback through beta testing platforms like Apple's Test Flight and Google Play's beta testing. It's important to note that Test Flight limits us to 10,000 testers, and Google Play has different constraints. We need to choose our external testers carefully to gain the most meaningful insights. These platforms help us gather feedback under real-world conditions and identify any issues that didn't surface during earlier testing stages. Before we submit our app to the stores, we need to obtain internal approvals. This requires getting the green light from key stakeholders, focusing on criteria like UX consistency, brand alignment, and technical performance metrics. We also need to make sure our app meets all the necessary App Store guidelines and adheres to industry regulations on security practices and privacy compliance. App Store optimization is about making our app more visible in the app stores. It involves optimizing our app's metadata, such as titles, descriptions, and keywords, and localizing our content for different regions to boost search rankings and attract more users. It's also important to design eye-catching screenshots and icons that showcase our app's best features. When it comes to release notes, get creative and highlight all the exciting new updates and improvements. Now comes the moment of truth, app submission. For iOS, we submit our app through App Store Connect, closely following Apple's strict guidelines. Android developers will proceed via the Google Play console, adhering to Google's policies. Prepare for potential delays and be patient, especially if it is a new app. The app review team sometimes may seem unreasonably picky. They may request changes or additional information, so it's important to allow extra time for this phase to obtain approval. Finally, it's time to release our app to the world. If possible, coordinate a simultaneous launch on both iOS and Android platforms. Make sure our marketing efforts are in full swing to generate buzz and anticipation for the launch. This can maximize our visibility and impact right out of the gate. But the journey doesn't end there. Once our app is live, it's crucial to monitor user feedback and analytics. We use this data to improve and update the app, fixing bugs and adding new features based on user demand. We also engage with users through reviews and social media to build a loyal community around the app. If you like our videos, you might like our system design newsletter as well. It covers topics and trends in large-scale system design, trusted by 500,000 readers. Subscribe at blog.bytego.com.